You heard him? Yeah, live.
Live from Vegas, baby, Canelo Crawford tonight.
Yeah, boy. It's the one right here. Well, there you go. We in the building, y'all.
What just happened at the Crawford versus Canelo mega fight? Has the entire sports world and hip-hop industry buzzing like never before? While fans came expecting blood, sweat, and knockouts inside the ring, all eyes ended up fixated on a couple nobody expected to steal the spotlight: Papoose and Claressa Shields. That's right, the rap veteran and the self-proclaimed Nick Quote of women's boxing walked into the arena and instantly turned heads. But it wasn't just their appearance that had people whispering. It was where they were sitting, who they were sitting with, and the way the cameras couldn't stay away from them. Sitting just 4 rows from the action in full VIP luxury, Papoose and Claressa weren't treated like casual spectators, they were treated like royalty. The energy around them was surreal. Fans swarmed them like they were the main event. Celebrities leaned in to shake their hands. Even promoters and fighters paused to acknowledge them. But then came the whispers. Why were they given such prime seating? Was this just about fame? Or did something deeper and more shocking play out behind the scenes? Because according to insiders, this wasn't just about watching a fight. This was about sending a message. And the message might just change the way fans look at both hip-hop and boxing forever. Stay tuned, because what unfolded that night was way beyond a simple ringside ticket. This is a story of power, respect, jealousy, and secrets the cameras didn't show you. To truly understand why Papoose and Claressa Shields caused such a frenzy at the Crawford versus Canelo showdown, you need the full backstory, because this wasn't just a random appearance. This was years of reputation, power, and quiet dominance exploding into one unforgettable moment. Papoose, the veteran of hip-hop, isn't just known for his lyrical ability. He's known as the loyal king of the culture. The man who stood by Remy Ma during her prison sentence. The man who carried himself with dignity even in an industry that thrives on chaos. For years, he's been a symbol of loyalty, family, and respect in the rap game. But recently, his name has been whispered for another reason: his rumored closeness with Claressa Shields, the undefeated boxing champion who proudly calls herself the greatest woman of all time. The Claressa isn't just another fighter. She's history in motion, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, multiple-time world champion, and a woman who's been carrying women's boxing on her back with unmatched swagger. But outside the ring, she's been a magnet for drama, from feuds with other fighters to bold statements that shake up the sports world.
Crazy in here. It's crazy in here.
Pair that with her rumored ties to Papoose, and suddenly the lines between sports, music, and scandal blur in ways fans can't look away from. So when these two walked into the arena at one of the biggest fights of the decade, Crawford versus Canelo, it wasn't just an entrance. It was a statement. Witnesses said the energy shifted instantly. The moment they stepped into the VIP area, cameras swung their way, fans erupted, and whispers spread like wildfire. Forget Alistairs, forget athletes, that night. The main attraction wasn't even in the ring. And here's where it gets juicy. Insiders claim their seating wasn't accidental. According to one source, they weren't just given those seats. Someone powerful wanted them there, front and center. So the world would notice, 4th row VIP, surrounded by celebrities and industry elites. That's not coincidence, that's placement. Even the commentators couldn't resist. Clips began circulating of the cameras accidentally panning to Claressa and Papoose during undercard fights, lingering just long enough for fans to catch the smiles, the whispers, the energy between them. Social media picked it up instantly. Twitter threads exploded. Why Papoose looking happier than Canelo's fans? Claressa got the whole arena watching her, not the fight. This is wild Remy somewhere punching the air. But the background drama only made the moment bigger. Let's not forget, this all comes after a wave of rumors about Papoose and Remy Ma's relationship being on the rocks. Allegations of infidelity, whispers of Papoose being seen too often around Claressa's circle, and Remy herself dropping cryptic lines during interviews about loyalty and betrayal. Fans have been suspicious for months, and seeing Papoose and Claressa together in VIP, treated like royalty, was gasoline on an already raging fire. And the way Claressa carried herself that night, insiders said it wasn't just confidence, it was triumph. She didn't look like someone hiding from the spotlight. She looked like someone who owned it. Draped in designer gear, flaunting her championship aura, Claressa knew the cameras were on her. And Papoose, cool as ever, leaned back with that half smirk that said he knew exactly what kind of conversation this appearance was sparking. But here's what most fans missed. This wasn't their first time being spotted together. Eagle-eyed followers have pointed out that Papoose has been at several of Claressa's fights in the past year, cheering from ringside, even posting cryptic motivational captions that many now believe were aimed at her. Back then, people brushed it off as support between two respected figures from different worlds. But now, with this high-profile public appearance, fans are connecting the dots in ways that can't be ignored. And let's not forget the ripple effect. Boxing insiders are now buzzing about whether Claressa is positioning herself for a massive crossover moment, not just in the ring, but in mainstream culture. By linking up with someone like Papoose, she isn't just claiming her space in boxing. She's claiming hip-hop. She's claiming entertainment. She's claiming royalty status. One promoter who refused to go on record allegedly told reporters Claressa knows exactly what she's doing. This is more than a seat at a fight. This is branding. This is power. This is her saying, I'm not just a fighter. I'm bigger than the ring. Meanwhile, Remy Ma's name couldn't stay out of the conversation. Fans immediately began speculating what she must have thought watching this unfold. Did she know? Was she blindsided? Was this Papoose making a public declaration without words? Every glance, every smile, every subtle lean between him and Claressa that night felt like another dagger into the perception of his marriage. The context, the history, the rumors, all of it set the stage for what became one of the most shocking celebrity crossovers of the year. Because this wasn't just about two people sitting in VIP seats. This was about control, betrayal, power, and a brewing storm that no one could look away from. And just when fans thought they had the story figured out, the night took a turn that made things even more explosive. What started as a glamorous night at the Crawford versus Canelo fight quickly spiraled into a battlefield of whispers, screenshots, and raw suspicion. Because, let's be real, when Papoose and Claressa Shields walked into that arena and sat just 4 rows from the ring in full VIP treatment, it wasn't just a photo op moment. It was a declaration, and it set off a chain reaction that nobody was ready for. At first, it seemed harmless enough. 2 stars from different worlds, hip-hop and boxing, showing up to enjoy a mega fight. But the energy between them, the way they carried themselves, and the cameras that just happened to land on them again and again made fans uneasy. This wasn't random. This was deliberate. And people wanted answers. The whispers grew louder as leaked behind-the-scenes photos began circulating. One image, allegedly snapped by a staff member working concessions, showed Papoose holding Claressa's hand as they were escorted to their seats. Another leaked screenshot showed Claressa posting a private snap of her VIP badge, with a man's chain suspiciously similar to Papoose's, visible in the corner of the frame. Insiders claim this wasn't a coincidence. Papoose didn't just show up with Claressa. They came together, they walked together, and they made sure people saw them together. One anonymous source spilled. It was like they wanted to send a message, loud and clear. The internet erupted. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram all lit up with theories. Some fans defended the pair, insisting it was just a professional friendship. But others weren't buying it. That's not a boxing coach and fighter vibe. That's Date 910 VIP energy, one viral tweet read. Another bluntly said, Remy's somewhere screaming, And here's where the first twist came crashing in. Remy Ma herself allegedly reacted indirectly that same night. Remy posted a cryptic Instagram story, a black screen with the words, "Loyalty isn't for sale." Remember that? Within minutes, the screenshot was everywhere. Fans immediately linked it to the VIP sighting of Papoose and Claressa. To them, it was a confirmation. Remy was furious, and she was speaking through subliminal shots. But it didn't stop there. Hours after the fight, another bombshell leak hit the internet. A blurry but unmistakable clip began circulating in private group chats before hitting TikTok. The short video, allegedly filmed from a phone inside the VIP section, appeared to show Papoose leaning close to Claressa, whispering something in her ear that made her laugh and touch his arm. It wasn't scandalous in itself, but it was intimate. Too intimate. And fans ran wild with speculation. Y'all, that's not how you act with just a friend. Papoose forgot the cameras work in 4K now. Claressa about to add homewrecker to her list of titles. By the next morning, Papoose Claressa was trending across multiple platforms. Sports blogs, hip-hop outlets, even mainstream gossip magazines jumped on the story. TMZ ran a headline, "Papoose and Claressa Shields, more than just ringside friends." The media circus only fueled more chaos. Industry insiders began whispering that the seating arrangement itself was part of a strategic power play. According to one promoter, you don't just stumble into those seats. Somebody made sure Papoose and Claressa were right there where the cameras couldn't miss them. This wasn't about watching Crawford and Canelo. This was about controlling the narrative. And the narrative? That Claressa was stepping into a new lane, no longer just the face of women's boxing, but a crossover figure in hip-hop, culture, and entertainment. Pairing herself with someone like Papoose, a respected OG, with credibility, only amplified that perception. But here's where it got ugly. Screenshots began leaking from private Facebook boxing groups. Allegedly. One insider posted that Remy Ma had been warned weeks earlier that Papoose and Claressa were getting too close and that she needed to shut it down before the public saw it. If true, it meant this wasn't a shocking coincidence. It was a ticking time bomb that had just gone off in front of millions. Fans couldn't stop debating. Was this all calculated? Was Claressa deliberately positioning herself to climb further into the spotlight at the expense of Remy's marriage? Or was Papoose orchestrating his own rebranding from loyal husband to untouchable icon, moving in elite VIP circles with boxing royalty? Either way, the fallout was immediate. Clips of the fight itself were overshadowed by discussions of the real main event, Papoose and Claressa in the crowd. ESPN even made a sly remark during their recap show, with one commentator joking, some people were watching the fight. Others were watching the fourth row. The clip went viral. And just when fans thought it couldn't get worse, the first alleged DM leak dropped. A gossip blog claimed to have received screenshots of private messages between Claressa and a friend, where she allegedly bragged about showing the world who she rocks with at the fight. One unverified message read, "I told him, let's sit where they can't ignore us. No hiding, no secrets. We VIP now." Though the authenticity of the messages couldn't be proven, the damage was done. Fans believed it. The narrative was sealed. Claressa and Papoose didn't just show up to watch Crawford and Canelo, they showed up to make a statement. The twist. That statement might have just set the stage for the most dangerous love triangle the culture has seen in years. Because if Remy's cryptic posts were any clue, she wasn't about to stay quiet. And insiders say she has her own receipts that could flip the narrative on its head and expose everyone in ways they're not ready for. The night may have ended with Crawford's victory in the ring, but the real fight, the one between Claressa, Papoose, and Remy, was only just beginning. If Part 3 set the stage, Part 4 blew the roof off. The day after Crawford versus Canelo, the fight world should have been celebrating the boxing spectacle, but instead, the entire internet was on fire with just one question. What exactly is going on between Papoose and Claressa Shields? The blurred videos, the leaked VIP pics. And Remy Ma's cryptic Instagram story had already fueled a wildfire. But things escalated when major celebrities began chiming in. It wasn't just gossip blogs anymore. Hip-hop legends, boxing icons, and influencers all had something to say. And every comment only made the scandal hotter. The first bombshell came from none other than 50 Cent, never one to shy away from a chance to stir chaos. He posted a screenshot of Papoose and Claressa at the fight with the caption, "Damn Pap, you went from Remy to the GWOAT." This fight had more action outside the ring than inside. The post exploded, with over 200,000 likes in under an hour. Fans flooded the comments with laughing emojis, shocked GIFs, and predictions that Remy would clap back with a diss track by midnight. But here's the kicker. 50 later deleted the post, which only made people more convinced he had hit a nerve. Then came the boxing world's response. Jake Paul, always looking to jump into trending chaos, tweeted, "Claressa sitting VIP with Papoose, greater than Crawford versus Canelo." That's the real headline. The tweet went viral, with fans joking that Jake was already trying to book a love triangle exhibition match, just to cash in on the hype. But the most shocking response came from Remy Ma's own camp. An anonymous insider leaked to a gossip page that Remy had been texting producers about pulling her family off Love and Hip Hop completely. Allegedly, she didn't want cameras around when the truth hit the surface. The insider claimed Remy was furious and preparing to drop her OWN bombshell that would expose what was really happening between Papoose and Claressa. And then, the shocking reveal that sent the scandal into overdrive: a leaked seating chart. A popular boxing reporter posted what they claimed was the official VIP seating arrangement for the Crawford versus Canelo fight. And guess what? Papoose and Claressa weren't just randomly placed together. Their names were listed side by side on the chart as if they had been booked as a pair. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't the promoters scrambling. This was prearranged, intentional, and official. Fans lost their minds. Oh nah, they went as a unit. You don't get seated like that unless you request it. Stop playing. Remy about to air this whole arena out. The leaked chart shattered the narrative that this was all a coincidence. Now it looked like Papoose and Claressa had walked into the event not just as friends, but as a package deal. But wait, there's more. Just hours after the chart went viral, an even bigger leak surfaced. An alleged text thread between Papoose and a promoter, according to the screenshots, which spread like wildfire across blogs. Papoose personally requested that his seating be aligned with Claressa's for the fight. One message allegedly read, "Make sure we're together, front row energy. Don't split us." Whether the messages were real or not, fans didn't care. The belief stuck, and the internet fully embraced the idea that Papoose and Claressa had orchestrated this entire spectacle as a power play. The reactions were explosive. Celebrities began dropping subliminals left and right. Cardi B went live on Instagram, and while she never named names, she said, "Some of y'all men be out here embarrassing the women who held you down for years, and y'all think it's cute. Ain't nothing cute about playing in people's faces." Fans instantly tied it to Papoose, flooding her comments with "say his name," and Cardi speaking for Remy. Meanwhile, Claressa herself added fuel to the fire by posting a selfie from the fight the next morning with the caption, "Royal treatment only." The caption alone would have been enough to stir chatter, but the emojis, a crown, and sparkles made it clear she was embracing the royalty narrative that fans had attached to her and Papoose's VIP appearance. The backlash was immediate. Some fans cheered her on, saying she deserved every ounce of respect and recognition. Others dragged her mercilessly, accusing her of being the other woman and disrespecting Remy's marriage. The comments were brutal, the GWOAT of boxing. But the villain of hip-hop marriages, this ain't royal treatment. This is messy treatment. Remy needs to tag in and throw hands, because this ain't it. By now, the fight itself had been completely overshadowed. ESPN's YouTube highlights of Crawford versus Canelo barely cracked 1 million views in 24 hours. While TikTok clips dissecting Papoose and Claressa's body language racked up tens of millions. Social media wasn't just reacting, it was rewriting the narrative. But then came the darkest, most unexpected twist of all. Alleged leaked audio. A small but notorious gossip account posted what they want. Claimed was a recording of a conversation between two industry insiders talking about Papoose and Claressa. In the clip, one voice says, "You know Pap and Claressa are inseparable now, right? Remy been new. This ain't new." The fight was just their coming out party. The audio was grainy, the voices unconfirmed, but the effect was devastating. Within minutes, it was reposted everywhere. Fans screamed that it was proof of a full-blown affair, while skeptics argued it was staged. Either way, the buzz was undeniable. So here we are. What should have been a legendary night of boxing has now become the most viral celebrity scandal of the year. Papoose and Claressa sitting like royalty in VIP sparked a chain reaction of leaks, celebrity shade, and public outrage. And with Remy Ma allegedly preparing her own clapback, the drama has only just begun, because the question now isn't whether Papoose and Claressa were together at the fight. That much is obvious. The real question is, what happens when Remy decides to fight back? By the time the dust settled from the fight, the internet was no longer talking about Canelo's combinations or Crawford's footwork. No, the entire digital universe was locked in on Papoose and Claressa Shields, dissecting every frame of video. Every leaked screenshot, every cryptic caption, and the reactions. They were absolutely volcanic. Let's start with the fans. Social media split into two camps almost instantly. Team Claressa and Papoose and Team Remy Ma. Hashtags began trending overnight. Hashtag PAPOOSE upgrade. Used by fans praising Claressa's glow and suggesting Pap leveled up. Hashtag stand with Remy. A counter hashtag filled with diehard. Remy supporters demanding loyalty. Hashtag fight outside the ring. A meme hashtag that blew up after a fan tweeted, "Crawford versus Canelo. Who? The real fight is Claressa versus Remy." TikTok flooded with edits, split-screen comparisons of Remy and Claressa. Dramatic voiceovers narrating the saga like it was a Shakespeare tragedy. And slow-motion replays of Papoose leaning in to whisper in Claressa's ear. Some videos pulled millions of views in less than 24 hours. But while fans were laughing, joking, and crying, the industry itself wasn't laughing at all. Hip-hop insiders began whispering that this drama could permanently fracture Papoose's loyal husband brand, the very image he's built his career around. One blogger put it bluntly, if Papoose really stepped out on Remy with Claressa, it's not just messy, it's brand suicide. Pap has always been the face of loyalty. If that crumbles, what does he have left? The boxing world wasn't any quieter. Fighters and promoters began weighing in, many of them choosing sides. Amanda Serrano, another women's boxing star, liked multiple tweets defending Claressa, which fans immediately took as a subtle endorsement. Meanwhile, a retired boxer turned commentator hinted on his podcast that Claressa's personal life is starting to overshadow her legacy in the ring. And then there were the wild card reactions. An anonymous producer from Love and Hip Hop leaked to a gossip blog that Mona Scotchung was already pitching an emergency special episode focused solely on Remy, Papoose, and Claressa. According to the leak, the ratings would be nuclear. We'd put cameras in Chrissy Lampkin's lap if it meant catching Remy's reaction in real time. Even outside of hip-hop and boxing, the scandal was everywhere. Sports radio stations that never talk about celebrity drama dedicated entire segments to the VIP scandal. ESPN analysts were caught on hot mic joking, "We need Claressa versus Remy in the octagon. Forget women's boxing." But the most jaw-dropping industry reaction came from Remy Ma, self, or so fans believe. 2 nights after the fight, Remy appeared at a small concert in New York, mid-performance. She paused between songs and said, Some people think they royal because they sit in the fourth row. But loyalty don't got a seat number. Loyalty is 24/7. The crowd erupted, phones shot up, and within minutes, the clip was everywhere. Fans screamed it was a direct shot at Claressa and Papoose. Some claimed Remy looked like she was holding back tears. Others swore she looked like she was ready for war. And if that wasn't enough, fans began pulling receipts from years back, old interviews, past photos, even videos of Claressa and Remy smiling together backstage at events. Now, those images were being reposted with captions like "From friends to frenemies." Remy introduced Claressa to Pap, and this is the thanks she gets. This is betrayal at the deepest level. The controversy wasn't slowing down. It was snowballing, dragging everyone connected into the chaos. Even Russell Wilson's name reappeared in comment threads, with fans warning him to keep an eye on Ciara, because these industry men don't play fair. At this point, the scandal wasn't just about Papoose and Claressa sitting in VIP. It had transformed into a cultural debate about loyalty, respect, betrayal, and the blurred lines between friendship and romance in celebrity circles. Every blog, every YouTube channel, every podcast was milking the story for views. And audiences couldn't get enough. But just when it seemed like the narrative was cemented, that Papoose and Claressa had been caught red-handed, whispers of one last devastating twist began to surface. Because if the leaks were true, and if the insiders were telling the truth, then there was a piece of evidence out there that hadn't dropped yet. Something so explosive, so undeniable, that it could destroy reputations in a single second. And according to the whispers, Remy Ma might be the one holding it. The tension was already unbearable. Fans were split, celebrities were choosing sides, and the media couldn't stop fanning the flames. But just when it seemed like the scandal had peaked, the final twist dropped, and it was worse than anyone imagined. Late one night, a mysterious post appeared on X, formerly Twitter, from an account that claimed to be connected to Remy Ma's inner circle. The post didn't include a caption, just a single image, a blurry screenshot of what looked like an email attachment labeled VIP hotel receipts. Tap and see within minutes. The internet went into meltdown. The file wasn't opened, and the image was too fuzzy to confirm anything. But the implication was clear. Someone had proof that Papoose and Claressa weren't just sitting together at a fight. They had been together behind closed doors. Fans spiraled out of control. If Remy got hotel receipts, it's over. Nah, this ain't a fight anymore. This is a funeral for Pap's reputation. Claressa about to catch more punches online than she ever did in the ring. But here's the real kicker. Remy herself fanned the flames. The very next morning, she posted a selfie with a single caption: "Receipts don't lie, no context." No clarification. Just 3 words that broke the internet. Hip-hop blogs went nuclear. Was she confirming the rumors? Was she preparing to expose Papoose and Claressa once and for all? Or was she just trolling to keep the spotlight on her? Nobody knew, but the effect was devastating. Overnight, Papoose's name went from being synonymous with loyalty to being dragged through the mud. Meanwhile, Claressa doubled down on her royalty narrative. She posted a video on Instagram riding in a Rolls Royce, blasting Nicki Minaj's Moment for Life, and captioned it, "Queens move different." To her supporters, it was a flex. To her haters, it was a declaration of war against Remy. And then the twist nobody saw coming. An anonymous boxing promoter leaked to a major outlet that Claressa's team had been in serious talks to launch a crossover reality show, mixing boxing, celebrity drama, and her personal life. The promoter hinted that Papoose's VIP appearance at the fight wasn't just a scandal, it was a calculated move to test public reaction for a bigger rollout, if true. It would mean the entire controversy wasn't just about cheating rumors or loyalty questions. It was about power, money, and media dominance. Fans couldn't believe it. Had they been manipulated this whole time? Was this entire saga, from the VIP seating to the cryptic posts, nothing more than a staged storyline for Claressa's next big move? Or was it real heartbreak playing out in public with careers hanging in the balance? Nobody knew the answer. But one thing was clear. the story wasn't over, because Remy hadn't dropped the receipts yet. The email, the hotel records, the alleged proof that could end everything. And every hour that passed, fans grew more desperate. Comment sections filled with demands. Drop the files, Remy. Stop teasing. Show the world. Expose them already. But maybe that's exactly what Remy wanted. The suspense, the control, the power to decide when and how the truth. Detonates. So here we are, Papoose, once the king of loyalty, now painted as a villain. Claressa, the GWOAT, now branded as both queen and homewrecker. Remy Ma, furious, cryptic, and possibly holding nuclear-level receipts that could obliterate both of them. And the cliffhanger couldn't be more explosive. Will Remy unleash the proof and torch everything in her path? Will Papoose finally speak up and defend himself? Or will his silence confirm the worst? Will Claressa rise from the scandal as a crossover superstar? Or will the backlash knock her down harder than any opponent ever has? The truth is coming. The only question is when and who survives it. Because make no mistake, this isn't the end of the story. This is just the calm before the storm. And now, family, it's time to face the truth. What we just witnessed wasn't just a fight night. It was the birth of a brand new scandal that could reshape both hip-hop and boxing forever. Papoose, once celebrated as the king of loyalty, now under fire for stepping into VIP with the GWOAT herself, Claressa Shields. And Remy Ma? She's in the shadows, holding what could be the most dangerous receipts the culture has seen in years. But the question is, where do you stand in this? Do you believe this was all a calculated stunt to give Claressa and Pap a bigger spotlight? Or do you think this is real betrayal playing out in front of our eyes? Are you riding with Team Claressa, the queen who says she deserves royal treatment? Or Team Remy, the woman who built a family and might be preparing to expose the ultimate truth? And most importantly, do you think Papoose can survive this? Or has his loyal husband image been permanently shattered? This is where you come in. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. I want to hear everything, your theories, your sides, your predictions for what happens next. Hit that like button if you think Remy's about to drop the bombshell we've all been waiting for. And don't forget to smash subscribe because trust me, this saga is far from over. If you thought sitting fourth row was shocking, just wait until you see what happens when the receipts drop. The next chapter isn't going to just shake the internet, it's going to tear it in half. Stay locked in. Turn on your notifications. Because when the truth finally explodes, you'll want to say you saw it here first. Here first.